Ever thought mistakes could be transformative? Dive into this video titled How George Washington's Biggest Mistakes Can Transform Your Life. 5 life lessons and discover how. It's not a history lesson, but a guide to understanding how our blunders, like those of Washington, can be our greatest teachers. From admitting errors, dealing with criticism, embracing humility, learning from experiences, to resisting the corruption of power, we explore how Washington's mistakes turned into valuable life lessons. This is a journey of transformation, of turning negatives into positives and growing through what we go through. Every part of this video offers insights that can help you navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. So, join us in this enlightening journey and learn how to turn your mistakes into stepping stones towards a better and more enriched life. Stay with us till the end, because every moment is packed with wisdom you wouldn't want to miss. Let's delve into lesson number 1, admitting errors. This lesson, inspired by George Washington's experience, emphasizes the importance of acknowledging our mistakes and using them as opportunities for growth and improvement. George Washington's notable mistake that exemplifies this lesson is his defeat at the Battle of Long Island during the American Revolutionary War. In August 1776, Washington's Continental Army faced a well-trained and larger British force, resulting in a devastating loss for the Americans. However, rather than deflecting blame or making excuses, Washington took responsibility for the defeat and used it as a turning point in his strategy and leadership. By admitting his error, Washington demonstrated humility and a keen sense of self-awareness. He recognized that his initial strategy was flawed, as it left vulnerable the American position on Long Island. Instead of dwelling on the defeat, he immediately began assessing the situation, reflecting on the lessons learned, and devising new strategies to prevent similar mistakes in the future. Washington's admission of his error not only earned him the respect of his troops but also allowed him to maintain their trust and loyalty. By taking ownership of the mistake, he created an environment of accountability and open communication within the Continental Army. This openness fostered a culture where soldiers felt comfortable sharing their observations and ideas, ultimately leading to better decision-making and improved outcomes. In our own lives, admitting errors is crucial for personal growth and development. When we make mistakes, whether big or small, it's tempting to avoid acknowledging them out of fear, pride, or the desire to protect our reputation. However, by doing so, we deny ourselves the opportunity to learn and grow from those experiences. Admitting errors requires humility and self-reflection. It requires us to set aside our ego and embrace vulnerability. When we take responsibility for our mistakes, we demonstrate integrity and gain the respect of others. By doing so, we create an environment where honest communication and growth are valued. An example from everyday life could be a project at work that didn't turn out as expected. Instead of blaming external factors or other team members, admitting your own role in the failure allows for a more constructive approach. By acknowledging the mistakes made, you can identify areas for improvement, learn valuable lessons, and take corrective action to ensure future success. In relationships, admitting mistakes can foster trust and strengthen the bond between individuals. When we own up to our errors, apologize sincerely, and make amends, we show others that we value their feelings and respect their perspective. This openness and willingness to take responsibility can lead to healthier and more fulfilling relationships. In summary, lesson number 1, inspired by George Washington's experience, teaches us the importance of admitting errors. By acknowledging our mistakes, we demonstrate humility, foster a culture of accountability and growth, and create opportunities for personal and professional development. Whether in the realm of leadership, work, or relationships, embracing the lesson of admitting errors can pave the way for greater self-awareness, resilience, and success in our lives. Let's delve into lesson number 2 from the list, dealing with criticism. George Washington's ability to handle criticism with grace and not let it deter him from his duties provides us with valuable insights on resilience and maintaining focus amidst criticism. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, and how we handle it can greatly impact our personal growth and success. George Washington faced significant criticism during his presidency, particularly regarding his decisions and policies. However, he demonstrated remarkable resilience and the ability to rise above the negativity. One example of Washington's ability to deal with criticism is the Whiskey Rebellion of 1794. The rebellion arose due to the imposition of a federal tax on distilled spirits, which angered many farmers and distillers in Pennsylvania. Some critics accused Washington of overstepping his authority and implementing unfair policies. Instead of allowing the criticism to discourage him, Washington took a measured approach. He first attempted to resolve the issue through peaceful negotiation, sending representatives to meet with the rebels and hear their grievances. However, when negotiations failed, He made the difficult decision to call up a militia to suppress the rebellion and uphold the rule of law. Throughout this process, Washington faced criticism from both the rebels and his political opponents. However, he remained steadfast in his commitment to maintaining the authority of the federal government and preserving the unity of the country. He did not let the criticism deter him from fulfilling his duties as the leader of the nation. Washington's resilience in the face of criticism teaches us several valuable lessons. Firstly, it reminds us that criticism is not a reflection of our worth or abilities. It is often a result of differing opinions, perspectives, or personal agendas. Understanding this can help us detach emotionally from criticism and approach it with a more objective mindset. Secondly, Washington's example shows us the importance of maintaining composure and grace when faced with criticism. Reacting impulsively or defensively can often escalate the situation and hinder our ability to address the underlying issues constructively. By remaining calm and composed, we can better evaluate the validity of the criticism and respond appropriately. Moreover, Washington's commitment to his duties despite criticism demonstrates the significance of staying focused on our goals and principles. It can be tempting to be swayed by the opinions of others, especially when facing criticism. However, by staying true to our values and priorities, we can navigate through criticism with greater clarity and purpose. In our own lives, we may encounter criticism in various aspects, whether it be our personal relationships, careers, or creative pursuits. By adopting Washington's lessons, we can approach criticism as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement rather than a setback. For instance, imagine you are working on a project at your workplace, and a colleague repeatedly criticizes your ideas and approaches. Instead of becoming defensive or discouraged, you can view their criticism as a chance to evaluate your work objectively. It may lead you to reevaluate your ideas, consider alternative perspectives, and ultimately improve the quality of your project. By maintaining focus amidst criticism, you can turn it into a catalyst for personal and professional growth. In conclusion, George Washington's ability to handle criticism with grace and resilience offers us valuable lessons. By understanding that criticism does not define our worth, maintaining composure in the face of criticism, and staying focused on our goals and principles, we can transform criticism into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Just as Washington rose above the negativity and fulfilled his duties as a leader, we too can navigate through criticism with strength and determination. Lesson 3. Embracing humility. One of the most profound life lessons we can learn from George Washington is the importance of embracing humility. Despite his accomplishments and status as the first president of the United States, Washington displayed a remarkable level of humility throughout his life. This humility not only earned him respect and admiration, but also taught us valuable lessons about leadership and personal growth. Humility, in its essence, is the ability to recognize our own limitations, admit when we are wrong, and treat others with respect and dignity. It involves setting aside our ego and being open to learning from others. Washington exemplified these qualities in various aspects of his life, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations. One notable example of Washington's humility can be seen in his approach to seeking advice and guidance. Despite his position of power, he recognized that he did not possess all the knowledge and expertise required to govern a nation effectively. He actively sought counsel from his trusted advisors, such as Thomas Jefferson and Alexander Hamilton, and valued their perspectives. This willingness to listen and consider differing opinions allowed him to make informed decisions and gain the support of those around him. An extraordinary display of Washington's humility can be witnessed in his decision to step down from the presidency after serving 2 terms. At the time, many expected him to continue in office indefinitely, as there were no term limits established. However, Washington believed in the importance of peaceful transitions of power and the idea that no individual should hold on to power indefinitely. By voluntarily relinquishing his position, he set a precedent for future leaders and demonstrated the value of humility in leadership. Washington's humility also extended to his interactions with others. He treated people from all walks of life with respect and dignity, regardless of their social status. He recognized the inherent worth and equality of every individual. This approach not only endeared him to the people but also fostered a sense of unity and respect within the young nation. An example of Washington's humility can be found in his interactions with Marquis de Lafayette, a French aristocrat who fought alongside him during the American Revolution. Despite Lafayette's noble background, Washington treated him as an equal and valued his contributions to the cause. Their relationship evolved into a deep bond of friendship and mutual respect, transcending social barriers. Embracing humility can have a profound impact on our lives as well. When we recognize our limitations and acknowledge that we don't have all the answers, we open ourselves up to growth and learning. It allows us to seek guidance and advice from others, fostering collaboration and better decision-making. By setting aside our ego, we can build stronger relationships, earn respect, and create a positive impact in the lives of those around us. Humility also helps us cultivate empathy and compassion. When we approach others with humility, we recognize their worth and treat them with kindness and respect. It promotes a sense of equality and fosters a harmonious and inclusive environment. In conclusion, George Washington's embodiment of humility serves as a powerful lesson for all of us. By embracing humility, we can learn from others, make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and create a positive impact in our personal and professional lives. Let us follow in Washington's footsteps and strive to be humble leaders and individuals, leaving behind a legacy of respect, unity, and growth. Lesson 4. Learning from experience. One of the most valuable life lessons we can learn from George Washington is the importance of learning from our experiences. Washington's journey as a commander in the French and Indian War provides a remarkable example of how we can use our past experiences to make better decisions in the future. During the early stages of the war, Washington, then a young and ambitious officer, faced a significant defeat at the hands of the French. This defeat was a harsh lesson for him, revealing the shortcomings of his strategies and the need for adaptation. Rather than allowing this defeat to discourage him, Washington used it as a catalyst for growth and learning. In the subsequent years, Washington closely observed the tactics and strategies employed by the French and their Native American allies. He analyzed their strengths and weaknesses, and more importantly, he reflected on his own shortcomings. This introspection and self-awareness allowed him to develop new approaches and refine his own military strategies. When the American Revolutionary War began, Washington's experiences from the French and Indian War played a crucial role in shaping his decisions. He understood the importance of guerrilla warfare and the need for unconventional tactics against a formidable enemy like the British. Washington utilized his knowledge of the land, learned from his experiences, and adapted his strategies accordingly. One notable example of Washington's ability to learn from experience was his decision to launch a surprise attack on the Hessian forces at Trenton during the winter of 1776. Understanding the vulnerabilities of his opponents, Washington used his knowledge of the terrain and the element of surprise to achieve a decisive victory. This daring move not only boosted the morale of his troops but also shifted the momentum of the war in favor of the American forces. The key lesson here is that our experiences, both successes and failures, can serve as valuable sources of wisdom. By reflecting on our past actions and outcomes, we can identify patterns, recognize areas for improvement, and adjust our approach accordingly. It's like a puzzle where each piece represents a lesson learned, and the more pieces we gather, the clearer the picture becomes. Applying this lesson to our own lives, we can examine our personal and professional experiences, identifying moments where we may have stumbled or encountered obstacles. Instead of dwelling on regrets or allowing setbacks to define us, we can view them as opportunities for growth and learning. By analyzing our actions, decisions, and their outcomes, we can gain valuable insights into our strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. For instance, let's say you pursued a business venture that didn't yield the desired results. Rather than giving up, take the time to reflect on what went wrong. Was it a flawed business model, inadequate market research, or poor execution? By critically analyzing the situation, you can learn from your mistakes and make more informed decisions in the future. The impact of this lesson on our lives can be profound. It empowers us to become better versions of ourselves by using our experiences as a guide. Learning from experience allows us to make more informed decisions, avoid repeating past mistakes, and navigate challenges with greater confidence and resilience. So, hit that subscribe button to stay connected with us and embark on a journey of self-improvement. Together, let's embrace the lessons of George Washington and transform our lives by learning from our experiences. Lesson 5. Not letting power corrupt. George Washington's decision to willingly step down from power after serving 2 terms as President of the United States is a powerful lesson in leadership and integrity. This act demonstrates the importance of not allowing power to corrupt and serves as a reminder that leaders should prioritize the greater good over personal ambition. During Washington's time as president, there were no term limits in place, allowing him to continue serving as long as he desired. However, he recognized the danger of holding on to power indefinitely and the potential for it to corrupt both individuals and institutions. He believed in the principle of a peaceful transfer of power and the idea that no one person should become too powerful or entrenched in leadership. Washington's decision to step down after his second term set an important precedent for future presidents and established the tradition of a 2-term limit, which was later formalized by the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This act was significant because it ensured that leadership would remain fresh, dynamic, and accountable to the will of the people. An example of the impact Washington's decision had on the nation can be seen in the response of King George III of Great Britain. Upon hearing that Washington would voluntarily relinquish his power, the king is reported to have said, "If he does that, he will be the greatest man in the world." This statement reflects the admiration and respect Washington garnered not only within his own country but also internationally. Washington's decision to step down from power showcases his commitment to the principles of democracy and the belief that no individual should become too powerful or indispensable. By doing so, he demonstrated that leadership is not about personal gain or self-preservation, but about serving the greater good and ensuring the longevity of democratic institutions. This lesson holds immense significance for our own lives. It reminds us to examine our relationship with power and authority, whether in our personal or professional spheres. It prompts us to question whether we are using our positions of influence for the betterment of others or if we are succumbing to the allure of power and self-interest. We can apply this lesson by cultivating a mindset of humility and self-awareness. It is crucial to regularly evaluate our actions and motivations, ensuring that we are not allowing power to corrupt our judgment or compromise our integrity. By constantly reminding ourselves of the potential pitfalls of power, we can strive to make decisions that prioritize the collective well-being rather than personal gain. Furthermore, Washington's example teaches us the importance of succession planning. Whether in leadership roles or other areas of our lives, it is vital to groom and empower others to take on responsibilities and ensure a smooth transition when the time comes for us to step aside. This practice not only prevents stagnation but also fosters growth and development in those who come after us. In conclusion, Washington's decision to voluntarily step down from power after 2 terms as president serves as an invaluable lesson in leadership and integrity. It reminds us of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of prioritizing the greater good. By emulating Washington's humility, we can ensure that power does not corrupt us and that we remain committed to serving others and upholding democratic principles.